Hey YouTube, I finally got Chaos Avenger class, and not just the member preview, but the official class. So unlocking the class also unlocks this shop over here, the Chaos Avenger shop, and that gives you this sword, and the armor, the helms, and the cape. So now that the class is officially out, as you can see, it's got class skill icons, which are custom, and also the animations, which I'll show you in a second, and that's probably my favorite thing about this class. So, as you guys can see, it's a pretty good class, and it's obviously not as good as Void Highloader in damage. I've done a couple of damage comparisons. I haven't done one since they've nerfed the class actually, so now it's even weaker than before. But it's still a pretty good class in terms of DPS. And right now I'm not using any specific combos, you can see I'm just spamming the skills just for the sake of looking at the animation. But it's actually still pretty good. I know a lot of people are saying it's kind of useless now that it's lost its focus skill. Well, I haven't lost it, but it's just been moved to the 5 skill and the cooldown is really long. But it's actually still pretty decent if you don't have Void Highlord. And for how easy it is to get, I definitely recommend getting it, especially if you don't have VHL. So for anyone who's farming this class right now and doesn't have VHL, I recommend just keep going, it'll be worth it at the end. And the hardest part will probably just be killing a champion Drakar and getting a good team to actually kill him. I'd recommend joining a decent guild where you can have people help you, or just get a bunch of friends who are consistently online and you can use to help you with champion Drakar. I know most people are already calling this a bank class and saying there's just no need now that we have VHL, but personally I'm going to keep in my inventory just because it's actually still better than VHL as a class you want to use in a group because of all its debuffs, and also it's kind of fun to use because it's kind of similar to Chaos Slayer in how some of the skills have randomness in them. Like the 3 skill randomly applies some debuffs to your enemy, and so you won't always have consistent times in terms of killing a boss. It can vary quite a bit, which isn't really a bad thing in my opinion. So those are my thoughts on Chaos Avenger. I'm still annoyed that they took away its loopable taunt skill, which basically made the enemy attack you only for as long as you wanted, because you could just loop the skill. And even if they wanted to decrease it, they could have decreased it a bit, but not by the amount they did, which is 35-second cooldown on the 5 skill, and the focus only lasts 10 seconds. I'd understood if they just made the focus last less time and put it on the 2, 3 or 4 skill, but this was too much of a nerf in my opinion. It's still worth getting if you don't have VHL, but they should undo the nerf. It's unlikely, but if they do, that'd be really cool.